First of all, I see a bunch of you continuing to say where you're from. So go ahead and continue to let us know. I did see Laura from Massachusetts. I was excited to see you, Ashley. I'm seeing a bunch of you pop in here as well. So glad you are joining live. And if you're listening to the replay, you're definitely going to get some value as well. So first things first, you are at public speaking and effective communication for law enforcement analysts. And now really this applies to pretty much everybody, right? We want to be great public speakers. But before we get into all the techniques that we're going to share with you today, I want to know, what do you want to learn? What do you want to learn over the next 90 minutes? How do you want to be served? What's the public speaking question that you have been craving to get answered? And I'm going to make sure that we get to it or get back to afterwards, because we have a jam-packed schedule today. So go ahead in the chat. Let me know, what are you hoping to achieve today? What are you hoping to learn? What is it that you want to know about public speaking? Okay. Building confidence. Yes, yes, yes. Building confidence. We're going to work a lot on that. How to be more confident, says Brittany, Laura. There's several of you who are thinking the same thing. You're like, I didn't type it in there, but I want to learn how to be more confident. Yes. Oh, look at it all. It's all coming in now. How to not be nervous, how to articulate. Yes, yes, yes. How to keep the audience's attention, stay focused. I love it. These are all things. Speaking to complex topics without over-explaining, being clear and concise, staying focused. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to get through so many of these things. So let's go ahead and keep it coming, because I'm going to be checking out the chat. Make sure we're all on the same page. So for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Dawn Reedy, and I've been in this law enforcement environment since 1998. I mean, maybe some of you were born back then, right? But I've been in the field for 24 years, more or less, right? And so I've learned a few things about speaking in public that I want to share with you today that I think are going to be very, very helpful. So I speak in public all over the globe, in Saudi Arabia, in California, in Florida, all over the United States, virtually, through Excellence in Analytics, through ICP, analysts, and ISATAP, a bunch of other acronyms that I can't remember right now. But I love sharing insight and input. And, and kind of thinking a little bit outside of the box, right? And so today I'm going to share some of that with you. Okay. Sergeant not using the word. Yeah, I can understand that for sure. We're going to talk through that. So what exactly are we going to talk about today? We are, number one, I think many of you wanted to learn the confidence and mindset piece, right? And so we're going to focus on how to build your confidence and what mindset do we have to really create that confidence that we need to deliver excellence, right? Because we have important things to say. So how do we build our confidence to do just that? Yep. Yes, someone is asking if we can access the recording afterwards. And yes, you will receive a link to this recording through myself and through GeoTime. So, you'll receive everything that you need, but I encourage you to stay on board, because at the end of this, we're going to have some live interaction. Well, throughout, we're going to have live interaction, but at the end, there's going to be a special few of you who will be invited to come on in and practice with me. So that's number 4, your bonus tips and practice time. So stay on board here so that you might be the one selected to actually get that one-on-one coaching, one-on-one hands-on experience here today. So we're going to talk about confidence and mindset. We're also going to talk about language, tone, and delivery, and what that means, what language to use, how to avoid those likes and ums, the tone, and that delivery. And there's a couple things in here that you probably have not heard before. They're specialty, all right? We're also going to talk about structure strategy. How can you structure your presentations so that they are absorbed, so that they are received? And so I'm going to go ahead and put on my timer here to make sure that I stay on track, all right? So we're gonna talk about the structure strategy. How do you actually build out a presentation? How do you deliver that presentation, right? For law enforcement, from a law enforcement perspective. And again, the last section, we're gonna talk about some bonus tips, some questions that I know you're probably already thinking about, so I created some answers to them. And then, should we have time, we're going to pop you on board here and do that one-on-one practice with you. All right. Okay. So let's get going here. So the first things first, why is public speaking so important? And so, the reality is, as a law enforcement professional, we need to deliver very important information. And so we want to do that in a way that keeps other people interested, okay? That motivates others to act. You don't want someone sitting through your presentation and walking away with zero action steps. You want folks really walking away with, hey, what Dawn said made a ton of sense, and now I'm going to go implement something, right? And so, another big key here is career advancement, right? So when you're able to publicly speak and to have that confidence, it doesn't always have to be in presentation style. It could certainly be in a room with your chief, with your executives, with your mayor, with other folks, with other analysts. And so being able to speak with confidence and with clear, direct is really going to help you advance your career. Okay. You can become that thought leader. You can get out all that jumbled stuff in your head into something articulate and really be that thought leader in industry. You can be one of those leaders really providing that great feedback and that great information for your analytical community. It allows you, public speaking allows you to make those social connections with other people. If you're finding yourself very intimidated being in the back of the room, maybe not communicating with anyone in a conference or a training, then you're not going to be able to make some of the social connections that are critical for your role in analytics. Okay, let's see. The chat is filling up here. Keep it going. Keep it going. Increasing your professional network, being able to really connect with others and increase your professional network. I've met the most amazing people by being able to articulate my message well and then hear their message that's articulated very well as well. Right? It provides more opportunities for you to succeed when you can enunciate, when you can deliver a message with excellence. And, your confidence is boosted. When you give a kick butt presentation, you have boosted your confidence. You feel personally satisfied. You're able to think critically and not have all this chaos going on inside of you. You're able to articulate well. Have you ever been in that situation where maybe you're with your chief and nothing is coming to your tongue? And you're like, I have all these thoughts and they're just not being sent through my mouth. Well, having good public speaking technique and strategy is going to help you think critically and deliver critically. Okay. You can form better arguments, better, your side of things, and be able to really better articulate yourself. You'll also be able to be a much better listener when you're not so worried about what you're going to say next. And so ultimately, your job is to deliver critical information in a clear and concise way. And so public speaking is so important so that you can do just that. Okay. So the first step that we are talking about, we have our 4 categories. The first one is confidence and mindset. This is the good one. So this section talks about what is your confidence source. It also talks about mindset and biology, what your mindset actually does physically to your body. And then for those of you taking notes, get those notebooks ready because we're going to give you a formula to build your confidence. All right. So it's going to be a fun time here today. So let's talk about this first. Where does your confidence come from? Does your confidence come from the results? Like, do you have to get an A+ in order to feel confident about yourself? Do you have to catch the bad guy in order to feel confident about yourself? Does your predictive analysis have to be on point and perfect in order for you to feel confident about yourself? If that's you, you're in that results area, that little box right there that says results, and your confidence source rather is built through your results. If your confidence is built through mistakes, let's say you feel confident when you don't make any mistakes, right? Or you feel confident when other people are saying to you, hey, Dawn, you did a great job. If those 3 are your confidence sources, I'm going to ask you to switch it just a little bit. I'm going to ask you to write this down right now. My effort shall be my confidence source. My effort. And so when you focus on your effort and not necessarily the mistakes that you're making or how other people are responding, because there's not everyone's going to like you, and that's okay, right? And the results, right? You delivered the best presentation ever. Well, sometimes it could be on a scrap of paper, on a napkin, and it could be amazing. So it's really your effort that you want to gauge your confidence source on. So that's the first thing. Nobody can take away your effort, right? When you are focused, when you have effort, that comes through. All right, let's go to the next slide here. And so people often ask me, Dawn, what if I mess up? What if I screw up? What if I don't say the right thing? Is that anyone here? If that's you, if that's your number one fear, that you're going to screw up when you give a presentation, then go ahead and write, that's my fear, right? Have you said to yourself, I don't know anything special. What can I possibly present on? I want you to go ahead and say, I don't know anything special in the chat right now. If you say, what if my audience doesn't listen to me? These are fears that run through the analyst's mind. They also run through your chief's mind sometimes too, right? What if you say to yourself, I'm not a good speaker? Maybe that's your fear, that you're just not a good speaker. I hear this one all the time. Who am I? Who am I to teach others? Who am I to teach other people? I want you to get that out of your head. You are of value. You have so much. You are the closest thing to perfection that your agency has, okay? So all these fears are normal, they're natural, and we're going to show you ways to combat them, all right? We're going to shift the thinking a little bit. Brittany says, would effort include knowing the facts, information, because you spent time on it constantly? Exactly, Brittany, the effort. So if you walk in front of a group and you're like, I didn't really prepare for this, then you should not be proud of yourself. I mean, oftentimes we are not able to prepare, right? But because we're in the data all the time, that is our preparation, okay? That is our preparation. So that's a great question. So changing your story can actually change your biology. So I'm going to ask you to think about this. Are you an impossibility thinker? Are you a person who says to yourself, my pattern is to operate out of memory? So you have a presentation that you're delivering and you say to yourself, oh, I always screw up. I always say too many times. I always, don't present the way that I want to present, right? Are you an impossibility thinker where you're automatically saying everything that could possibly go wrong because you're living in your past mindset, right? When you operate out of your memory or your history, you're going to continue to find those things. It's like buying that red Corvette, right? You never saw a red Corvette before until you buy one, and then all of a sudden you see them everywhere, right? So it's kind of the same thing. Are you constantly telling yourself a negative message, and now the universe is sending you that negative message in return, right? You're like, oh, yep, I screwed up because I knew I would. So are you an impossibility thinker, or are you an imagination thinker? Do you say to yourself, you know what, I'm gonna rock this. I'm gonna really deliver excellence. My effort was there, like Brittany says, my effort's there. I'm really gonna rock this. And you actually envision yourself doing a really good job, right? So think to yourself, am I that person who lives in that impossibility thinking, or am I that imagination thinker? When you are that impossibility thinker, you actually bring on the sweats. You actually bring on the fluctuations in your voice. You actually bring on the negativity that comes along with that kind of thinking, the biological negativity. So being an imagination thinker, projecting, right? Thinking, things happen twice, once in your mind and once in reality. So when you think it in a positive way, then it comes into reality in that positive way. So create dreams and thoughts that you desire to be true. See yourself presenting with excellence, right? Okay, so the confidence continuum. So this is something that I want you to spend a moment and just really think about for a moment. What does no confidence, when you have no self-confidence, many of you are struggling with the self-confidence piece. So what does that mean? No confidence means that you are not keeping promises to yourself on a regular basis. Okay, this is the psychology behind this. You're not keeping promises to yourself on a regular basis. Maybe you say, I'm going to, turn off my computer at 5 o'clock and then it's 5:30. Or you say, I'm going to work out today, but then you don't. Like you just stop keeping promises to yourself. And so that does not build confidence. When you are not keeping those promises to yourself, you're actually reducing your confidence. A self-confident person begins to start to keep those promises that they make to themselves. They say, hey, I'm going to leave work at 5 o'clock, and then they leave work at 5 o'clock, right? They keep those promises that they have made to themselves. What I'm asking us to do here is become superhuman confident. So the mentality here is we not only keep our promises that we tell ourselves, right? I will take care of myself, I will eat well, whatever it is, but above that, I'm going to do one more. Right? So above that, I'm going to do one more. Yeah, Lisa, this one relates to you quite a bit. Yes, exactly. So I'm sure this relates to a few people here. All right, I'm seeing all the chat comments. These are fantastic. So our goal here, write down in your notes, build superhuman confidence, make promises to myself and keep them, and then one up it, right? So if my confidence is I'm going to walk 2 miles, 3 days a week, then maybe you walk 2.5. You one up it, right? You really commit to yourself. You make promises to yourself that you fulfill. That builds confidence. So y'all who are saying to yourself, how do I build my confidence? I'm giving you tools. That builds confidence, okay? So the formula here that we're really talking about is that intention, that superhuman intention, right? That superhuman confidence, that delivery of I'm gonna be confident in myself and commit to myself and +1, right? So that intentional piece. Then beliefs, that mindset, that really shifting from that historical thinking kind of mindset to that possibility mindset thinking, right? And then this last one is associations, really associating with yourself with others who can help rise you. This is the trilogy of confidence. Okay. So if you want to be around other people who can rise you, that association is going to build your confidence too. So if you're saying to yourself, I need to build confidence, get that belief in you right now. Think through that. Set the intention and associate yourself with people who are going to rise you. This is a formula to build superhuman confidence. Okay. So that really is what we have here about confidence. Allow your intention to be the source of your confidence, not your results, not what people think of you. Allow your intention. My intention is good. My intention is to deliver excellence. I intend to serve. Let your intention be that builder of confidence for you, that confidence source. Change your story. Don't operate in the past, operate in what you want to be true. And this can be something that's a little tricky. And so you might want to do some mindset practices. We have some tools for you over in our Excellence in Analytics website that can help you build your confidence in this way. Being superhuman confident, build that superhuman confidence by keeping promises to yourself and then upping it once, right? Or twice, right? Really building your confidence means keeping promises to yourself. And then of course, your beliefs, it's all together, your beliefs, your intention, and then adding in the people that you associate with, the positivity that you bring into your life. All right.